So, friends, if you are able to understand that if your protagonist comes from a particular background, it means that a professional background, a creative background, a technical background, or whatever background, you should know that and you should able to create an effective background which will be a believable background. And for these things you have to collect references from the real life people, references from the realistic sources, and somehow you can build your portrait of your characters, like your protagonist, your antagonist, your supportive characters, the most important characters which has an important role in the development of the story. So your characters should not be a monotonous characters. And for reference, if you can see the film Seven Samurai of Akira Kurosawa, who was a well-known filmmaker from the Japan, and he made a great inspiration for the filmmakers throughout the world. And in his film Seven Samurai, you can see the different characters comes with a very unique features. See why I'm telling you, because you will also have to study the characterization from the classical films of the world, because whatever films they have made, whatever films they have developed, it was the experience, it was their own experience, it was their own experiments and their observation. And with this observation, with these things, they have made a lot of films throughout the world. And as a film student, as a student of a screenplay writer, we have to understand that how these people have made the effective characterization. So in the characterization, you should know what is the external look of the character, what is a cultural base of the character, and what is his or her educational impact on his or her mind, and what is the motto of the characters or the different characters to lead the story, because ultimately they are connected to the main story. And keep in mind that when you create a characters, these characters should not be monotonous or a stereotype that it should appear like a predictable characters. No. So when audience will look at a characters, audience will think about a particular characters, these are the supporting to your main characters, that what is their motto, what is the motto of these characters, and how they are effectively supporting to lead the story. So their activities, their actions, their costumes, their expressions should be related to your main story. So the look of the characters, the facial expressions, the skin color, their eyes color, their hair, their height. So all these things you'll have to make the separate notes of the characterization, because it will help a filmmaker, it will help a film director to find out the proper casting of the film. Because ultimately screenplay is not written for the reading purpose, it's for the production purpose. So production team should able to identify the particular characters for the casting, particular people for the casting. And when director will decide with his or her own intuition or the sense of casting that which are the suitable characters and which are the important characters, and how the characters can be developed into the dynamic characters. And for these things, initially, basically, writer has to give the description in his or her detailing of the characterization. not each and every scene you have to mention all these detailings, but somewhere in a particular separate notes you'll have to write the whole biography of your particular important characters in the story. And it's a development process. It's developmental process when you will find these characters from the different dimensions, from the different perspective, from the different angles, and logically you will have to also justify the creation of these characters. So logic is very, very important. So you have to also understand that what is the logic of that particular geography, what is the logic of particular culture, what is the logic of particular education. So ultimately you will try to portray the particular culture and particular geography in your story. So geographically, logically your characters should be realistic and your characters should be merged with your particular background, particular situations. So that's why as a script writer you will have to observe so many people around you, the good people according to you, the bad people according to you, their gestures, their habits, their emotions, their way of expressions, their lifestyle, their activities, their dialogues, their diction, their sound modulation, each and everything you have to observe to develop your own screenplays, to develop your own stories. And the maximum things you will observe, and if you make the notes of this observation to develop your characters, you can create a very beautiful and very unique characters.